Hi, Freedom Family. I'm Mark, and I'm so glad that you're here at _Freedom for Life _ where we give you the tools, the truth, and the knowledge to take you from where you're at to where you're called and created to be. And I am so ready for today's conversation because today we are going to talk about the one thing that is stopping you from really going for it in your life. So let's get started, shall we? As we're getting started, could you do me a favor? Could you become part of the Freedom family by subscribing? And don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you can be a part of every conversation that we're having. I was listening to a talk this last week, and the speaker was talking about our lives. And what he was saying in his conversation was this, that the hardest thing for us to do in order to be able to grab a hold of the new things that we're supposed to have in our life, that new direction, those new goals, the things that we're called to be into in that season, the hardest thing to do to be able to receive the new is to let go of the old. To let go of the older things, whether it's the old habits, the old ideas, the old vision, the old direction, the old strategies. And it was a really smart point, and I thought he was very wise in saying it. But then I started thinking about my own life and started thinking about my own life master journey and walking towards the freedom that God had called me to. And for me, the truth of the matter is it wasn't the fact that I needed to get rid of the new or the old things to grab the new. I wasn't really in my life struggling with getting rid of the old things in order to receive the new things that I was supposed to. For me, the issue actually came down to this. The thing that I needed to be able to do, that was the hardest thing for me to do, to be going for it in my life, whether it was in relationship or in business or in anything that was a goal or an idea that I wanted to accomplish in my life. The hardest thing for me was being willing to fail at it. You see, here's the truth of the matter. In my own life, in going for the things that I've desired and have the goals and the dreams and aspirations that I was trying to succeed at, the hardest thing for me to do was to be willing to fail at it. Because for me, I would rather have not tried at all or not given it all my effort. You know what I mean? I could have done more. I could have invested more. I could have spent more time. I could have tried harder. You know those times? Maybe you don't. But in my life, there were those times where I stopped short of really giving it all of my effort. Because at the end of the day, it was easier to not try that hard and to quit before I could have succeeded than to really try to succeed and failed at it. Because if I failed at trying to succeed, now all of a sudden it meant that I wasn't a person who was capable. And so for me, the hardest thing to do was being willing to fail, to give it my all, even if I didn't succeed at it. The truth of the matter, I was living out of the hurts, the wounds, the lies that I've heard in my life that told me that I wasn't capable, that I wasn't valuable, that I wasn't able to succeed. The lies that I believed determined the action that I took, and that action was really one of guarding myself rather than really going for it with everything that I had. But in my life master journey, walking towards the freedom that God had for me, come to find out there was a greater victory than succeeding or failing at whatever it was. It really wasn't about being able to create the business, even though we did get my black belt, even though I did graduate from college, even though I did. It wasn't anything to do with any of the successes or those things that I thought were really important, although it was a blessing to be able to accomplish them. But at the end of the day, the greatest victory that I had in my life was simply this: being willing to bet on myself. Because the truth of the matter was, it wasn't about the success or the failure, because neither one of them mattered as much as my willingness to say that I am going to bet on me once again. I'm going to believe in me and I'm going to give it my all. And if I don't succeed, it doesn't really matter, because at the end of the day, if I bet on me, I have a greater victory, a greater treasure than I could have ever accomplished by succeeding at anything in my life. And so in your life mastery journey, it really comes down to this: are you willing to bet on you? Are you willing to not try, but invest in you in a way that says, I believe in me, and I don't care if I succeed or I fail. I'll never stop betting on my ability to do the things that I'm created to do. If there is something gnawing at you on the inside, that thing that just bothers you, that you just know that you need to do, but you're afraid to fail in, what would be the worst thing that would happen if you just bet on you one more time? For all of us, myself included, we have these track records, right? We have the story that we've seen in our lives where we've tried things and it hasn't worked out. But really, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter the things you accomplish as much as it matters what you believe in yourself. Do you believe that you're a person who's worth betting on? Because I do. And so in my life, the thing I needed to give up was that fear of failure. And they understand that if I bet on me, I've done all that I'm supposed to. I can lay my head down on the pillow in the evening. I can walk in peace and rest knowing that I bet on me. Whatever the outcome was, I chose me once again. You have a life that you're created for. It's on the other side of an understanding that says this: you're worth betting on. You are valued. You are worthy. You are capable of the things that you're called to. Those high dreams that you have that maybe other people are saying you can't do. Who says that they're right? Why don't you bet on the dreams that you have, on the things that God has spoken in your life and the seeds that He's planted in your heart that you are just passionate about, even though nobody else understands you? If you bet on yourself, you'll have a greater victory than any kind of award or any kind of trophy or any kind of success would ever give you. Because at the end of the day, if you bet on yourself, what you say is that I am worth it. And you are. So bet on yourself. Don't allow success or failure to be the things that guide you, to be the things that color the life that you're supposed to have. Who you are is supposed to be lived out fully. Bet on you so you can live the life that you're created for. You are meant for greater things than you're currently in, just like all of us. If you'll bet on yourself one more time, I believe you'll see them come to pass. It won't be easy. It won't be without challenges. It won't be without hard work. But it'll be worth it, not because of the accomplishment, but because you have told yourself, I'm important enough to bet on once again. Do that thing and you'll have the life that you're created for. If you want to know how to do that, how to have strategies, how to overcome the fear of failure and how to put success in its proper place and how to bet on yourself in ways that you maybe haven't even figured out yet, I have a course for you. It's called Life Mastery. This is a step-by-step course to take you from where you're currently at to who you're called to be, so that you're able to discover the person you were created to be and have the life that you're created for and overcome everything that's standing in the way. It's a step-by-step course with coaching and mentoring and tons of teaching, bonus teaching, all sorts of resources for you to be able to become that person you're created to be. Why don't you bet on yourself by DMing me in our Facebook or Instagram? The links are down below for those. Let's have a conversation and see if this course is something that makes sense for us to walk in together so that you can see the life that you're created for. Do me a favor also, man, hit that like button. Let us know something is resonating with you. And in the comments down below, tell me one area where you've bet on yourself or where you're going to bet on yourself in the future. Share this video with somebody you know has got so much more potential than they're living right now. Maybe it'll spur them on to the life that they're created. And at the end of the day, if you do nothing else, dominate your day.